That has to be something that the Israelis address in a very serious way. And the refusal to address it, mainly because of coalition politics, Netanyahu can't afford to lose the great protector of the most extreme edges of that movement, which is Itamar Ben-Gvir. The refusal to address it is going to hurt Israel. This is really a fringe of the fringe of actual Israelis living over the Green Line. But nevertheless, it is a fringe that nobody's cracking down on. And that already makes it something that the entire state can be held accountable for. This has been going on. It is absolutely terroristic. It is terrorism. I, in my naivete, still cling to an actual definition of terrorism. If you attack soldiers, you're not terrorist. You're just at war. That's war. That's not terror. You might be a saboteur. You might be a guerrilla fighter. You're not a terrorist. Terrorism is attacking civilians, specifically civilians, targeting them specifically for political ends. That is the FBI definition, and I like it, and I'm going to stick to it. This extremist Israeli violence is terroristic in that sense, and it is pure in that sense. And if the Israelis don't come crashing down on it when it is at its current size, which is not a massive phenomenon in the West Bank yet, it is growing, and it has been growing. And the refusal to crack down on it means that it will get bigger, and the cost to Israel will grow. And any Israeli official who thinks they can sit this one out and not crack down on it in a serious way is bringing on Israel the very great cost. Never mind that they're literally just breaking their own fundamental moral obligations to law and order for Palestinians and for Israelis. They are also bringing on Israel greater costs in the future. And a lot of times that is how Israeli governance works. It's not always a very competent state in terms of domestic issues and problems of that kind. So yes, it's terrorism, and the Israelis have to get their act in order to deal with it. And if they don't, they will reap what they sow. One of the strengths of the Trump administration in the Middle East, it really has gone from one astonishing success to another. You know, a bear hug of Israel alongside a bear hug of Qatar, and these two countries that are on opposite sides of the most fundamental ideological divide in the Middle East are now pushing in the same direction and coordinating with each other very carefully because they both need America. That way of behaving is unique to the Trump administration. That sense that everything is transactional is extremely natural in the Middle East. It's how the Middle East thinks of itself anyway, and it comes very naturally to the Trump administration. So it has been very successful thus far, and I think that that's basically how you approach it with the Israelis. If Trump gets sick and tired of this happening, I'm sick and tired of it happening as an Israeli. I demand from my government to deal with it seriously. I wrote a demand like that 10 years ago in an essay, but okay, apparently they don't listen to Chaviv. It would be great if the Trump administration came forward and said, fix this. We're sick and tired of it. It hurts you, it hurts us. It undermines every ally you want to have. It gets on Saudi media. The Al Jazeera broadcast it out to the Arab world. What's wrong with you? Why would this be allowed to happen? Fix it. And I think that that would have an effect.